A horrific car crash.
We need a miracle.
An Oklahoma family guided by faith.
We're going to get a miracle.
A teenager defies all odds.
It's only God and no one else.
Step by step.
All of Oklahoma has got their eyes on this kid.
Healing and overcoming.
God's just been guiding our steps.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Allie Meyer. This Christmas season, one Oklahoma family is celebrating a year of challenge, a year of faith, and a year of healing. Caleb Freeman, a teenager from Newcastle, was left mangled in a violent highway collision 1 year ago this month. He has made remarkable, miraculous progress. His family has been sharing his journey on their Facebook page, Pray for Caleb. Their hashtag, #ButGod, has been a rallying cry for prayer warriors across the globe. And so we begin on the night of Caleb's wreck, because in order to understand how far he has come, you have to see where he started.
Young galloping in. Nice find in Latin, who punches one home.
Caleb and Clayton Freeman were on their way to an OU basketball game a week before Christmas. Caleb's pickup spun out of control on I-35.
His vehicle lost control.
Alex Stout was behind the wheel of his big rig hauling a full load, full speed.
I knew I couldn't stop.
The semi tore into the boy's truck, T-boned at Caleb's door.
I thought he was dead.
There's 3 marks right there, and that's where it was.
Brad Frakes pulled Clayton from the passenger seat, the younger brother unscathed.
I didn't know what was happening. I was scared. I didn't know really what to think.
A first glimpse at the toll of impact. Caleb was unconscious, racked by the force of the collision. His brain scrambled inside his skull.
The phone rang and I saw Caleb's number or name, and so I answered it, and then there was this man on the other end, very frantic. And that, I'll never forget that.
Brad had also been on his way to the OU game that night. He stopped to help.
I seen Caleb that night. I seen what kind of condition he was in.
A nurse really pulled me to the side and I said, I need you to level with me. I said, tell me, you just got to tell me the truth. And she said, sir, we need a miracle. And at that moment, that's when my heart dropped.
And in that moment, they started to pray that the God of miracles would move a mountain for their son.
Even when she said, we need a miracle, inside of my heart, I said, we're going to get a miracle. I believe that.
Jeremy's a pastor. He and Emily are part of a family of believers who puts God's promise to the test.
I'd be lying if I said there weren't times I didn't doubt that, because your humanity gets in there and you look at your son and you think, okay, if he does wake up, what's he going to be like? What's going to be there?
And for weeks, Caleb didn't wake up. He laid in the ICU, comatose, paralyzed, wavering between life and death. A month after the crash, air ambulance flew Caleb to Denver's Craig Hospital for specialized treatment. And so the Freemans decided Denver, Colorado is where Caleb would have the best chance at healing. They moved Caleb and they moved their entire family. Healing is slow and uncertain. A full month had passed at Craig without any significant improvement. And so their army of prayer warriors got louder. And Caleb woke up. The family said, "But God."
Shake your head, yes.
Then, a sign Caleb was in there. And the family said, "But God." Nearly 3 months after the crash, still speechless, Caleb wrote his own name. And they said, "But God."
So that was kind of the first day that I really started to think, this is going to change a lot.
And then the floodgates open, and he started to speak. Through it all, the Freemans found comfort and community on Facebook. Their page, Pray for Caleb, has grown to nearly 70,000 followers. Friends and strangers faithfully praying for their son.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight.
That's one of the heroes from the night of the wreck, Brad Frakes. He recommitted his life to Christ because of Caleb. stepping out in faith to pray before a crowd of people.
I pray for the safety of the fighters. I pray for the safety of everyone's trip on the way home.
Today is what day?
Wednesday, April
2018. Yep,
Back at Craig Hospital now, Caleb is rebuilding the areas of his brain devoted to communication. That mess of neurons severed in the wreck, rerouting around broken pathways and firing once again.
Caleb is unique in that he's making a lot of progress very quickly.
The same thing is happening in the gym, where Clayton and Brittany, Audrey, little Luke and Addie come every day.
He's so motivated and he works so hard. And we say, do you want to stop or are you tired? And he's like, I'm tired, but I'm not going to stop,
going.
you know?
Yeah.
So
he has climbed a mountain, and yet somehow Caleb's gaining momentum going uphill.
It's only God and no one else. All the healing is because of Him, and all the progress too is because of God.
Caleb's speech is coming back now. He is fighting hard for his words, every strained syllable, a battle line drawn in a war he refuses to lose.
I do think that there will be some things that are different about him, but he's still Caleb, and I'm encouraged by that.
Encouragement that stretches the globe. Everyone's got their eye on this kid, watching faith conquer fear.
Hey, buddy.
When Brad Frakes pulled over that night, he had no idea his journey might take him to Craig Hospital in Denver.
Wow. Did you drive all the way up here?
Yeah, we did.
He drove 9 hours from Purcell, Oklahoma to surprise Caleb and his family. A witness to the horror of that night, he wanted to see the wonder of healing as well.
I gotta hug this guy because I've never met him.
For a second.
All I remember is your voice on the other line of that phone, man.
I actually do remember you.
Oh, he said thank you for driving all the way.
Thank you for driving all the way here.
You're welcome, Caleb.
He wanted to meet the young man so steady in his conviction, softening hearts around the world. Would you change anything about that day that the wreck happened?
No, I wouldn't change anything because it's God's plan, and I would never change that.
For years, Caleb Freeman has been sharing his heart, his faith, a talented distance runner known for spreading the gospel on the trails. And while his circumstances are profoundly changed, his purpose is not.